Are you making money from airdrops?
No.
If you're not, then you are in the right place.
What?
And if you are already, it means more opportunity here. We are still in the Solana airdrop opportunity, and this might be the last one I'll be talking about on the Solana ecosystem. I did a video on Jude, and Jude airdropped a minimum of $10,000 worth of digital token if you took part. I talked about Marginfy. Marginfy is here to airdrop any token, and if you go to Marginfy right now, you will realize that it has become more difficult to farm right now as most of the slots are filled. So this video is on 5 hot airdrops on Solana. They might even be bigger than G2 and Marginfy, and a strategy to use the same money to farm all of them. You can use Solana or USDC, or you use both. I will show you the theory and the practical. The platforms to farm this airdrop include Marinade, Drift, Kamino, and Wormhole. When you farm Mayan or Allbridge, if you are farming both the tokens there and as well as Wormhole. To get started, we'll farm these 3 airdrops first: Marinade, Kamino, and Drift. The way we'll do this is this. We'll start with Solana. We will stake Solana on Marinade. Marinade is a liquid staking protocol on Solana. So we're going to stake Solana on Marinade. When we stake it, we'll get Marinade Sol, which is M Sol. And we'll take this M Sol and we'll lend it on Kamino. When we lend it, we're going to borrow B Sol. We'll take this borrowed B Sol and we'll lend it on Drift. And we'll borrow G2 Sol. And we'll go back to Kamino and provide liquidity with this G2 Sol. So you can see with the same Solana, we're going to be qualified for airdrops on Marinade, Kamino, and Drift. Now, let's do the practical, and we'll come back and I'll show you how to use Wormhole. So to do this, we're going to go to Marinade first. So the first thing we're going to do is that we are going to click on optimize your staking. So Marinade again is a liquid staking platform. And we're going to connect our wallets. Again, so if I go to my wallet, I have 400 USDC and 2.7 SOL. This is what I'm going to use for the farming. So here I have 2.78 Solana available. Click on start staking. So I'm going to enter, let me just enter 2.7 SOL. That's about $201. Make sure it is on automated and liquid staking. What you want is a liquid staking. I'll go ahead and click on stake 2.7 SOL. Confirm the transaction. Awesome. So I have staked my SOL now, and if I go to my wallet, you will now see that I have Marinade SOL, which is the M SOL, about $201. What is 2.3 M SOL. Now I am now positioned for an airdrop on Marinade when they start their airdrop. So I'm going to go to Kamino. So Kamino, I can do lend and borrow and provide liquidity. These other ones are in the beta stage. So on the lend, I'm going to lend my MSOL. This is it. I want to click on supply. The APY is 21%, but combined they give me 6.85%. So I'm going to click on supply. I want to supply everything. So connect my wallet first. Kamino also has a point system, but it is not yet activated. Once activated, you now start seeing the points you are getting. So I have connected my wallet. So I want to click on supply SOL maximum. I want to supply everything, deposits. Again, confirm the transaction. So I have supplied MSOL. Now, when I want to borrow, since I've supplied MSOL, I want to borrow BSOL. So I'm going to go to borrow BSOL. Now, the reason why I'm borrowing BSOL for MSOL is because they are more like the versions of Solana. So I won't be exposed to the risk of a permanent loss. So that is the good thing with borrowing like BSOL, for G2 SOL or M SOL, or just, three of them, whichever combination I want to borrow them is fine. So I want to borrow B SOL. and I can borrow anything because when the BSO is rising, MSO is rising as well. So I can borrow the maximum, which is 0.87. Of course, they leave some reserve, right, to take care of maybe there's a slippage or there's a depegging of any of the coins. So click on borrow, so continue. So I have borrowed the B. So if I go back to my wallets, you will see that I don't have the Blaze stake soul. I don't have the Marinade soul anymore because I supplied it and borrowed this. The next thing I will do is to go to Drift. Drift is the next platform. I'm going to connect my wallets here. Now, Drift is a platform where you can actually trade. You can trade perps, but you can also do lending and borrowing there and provide liquidity, I think. So I am connecting my wallet now to Drift. And what I want to do is to create an account. To create an account, the first thing you do is to supply your assets. So the asset I want to supply is the BSO. Now, look at something. When supplying, it should not be less than $50, right? So in case you don't have up to $50 worth of BSO, you can actually use 50, maybe USDC or so to create the account and, do your first deposit. I cannot borrow or stake more of any amount you want. So I'm going to click on this, check this, and here I want to supply or deposit all. I want to click on confirm deposits, then sign the transaction. So my deposit is done. If I come here where it says earn here, if I go here and I click on lend and borrow, you will see that this is my deposit. I'm already supplying this. So let's go and borrow. What I want to borrow is the jitoso. Now I can come down here and borrow jitoso. So click on borrow, and I want to borrow the maximum they allow me to borrow. So that's 0.48. I click on confirm. Again, jitoso and BSO kind of, there's no impermanent loss because they are more like different versions of Solana. Okay, since I don't have enough collateral to borrow this, so let me reduce this to 0.4, and I'm going to click on borrow, confirm. So I have borrowed the Jito Soul. Now if I go back to my wallet, you will see that I have the Jito Stake Soul. Okay, now the last thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to go to Kamino, then supply this for liquidity. So we'll go back to Kamino, then I'm going to click where you have this borrow and lend. Can click here to select liquidity, or just click up here. So I'm going to go to the Jito Soul liquidity pool. It's going to give me an APY of 10.69%, which is awesome. So it's actually done on Orca. Then I'm going to click on deposit. The beautiful thing about this is that it only needs to deposit one asset, then it kind of know how to proportionate for you to make a deposit. And you also receive a reward for the next 3 months. You receive the Jito token as a reward for providing liquidity to the Jito Soul's liquidity pool. I'm going to click on deposit. Oh, I can't actually make this deposit because the deposit here is over the strategy cap. I can deposit more of this because it's more like it is filled. That's what they're saying, it's filled. So what I could do is to go back to this liquidity to see if there is other Jito Soul. So this is still Jito Soul. This is on the Radium. So I'm going to click on that, click on maximum, and click on deposits. Confirm this. So this is pretty straightforward. Now, I believe I will start getting some points once this point system come on. I have used a single soul to farm airdrops on Marinade, Kamino, and Drift. Now, what is the airdrop number 4 and 5? Wormhole. Now, Wormhole is a cross messaging platform. It allows developers to build dApps that span across entire blockchain. So it is not solely for Solana, it is across different other blockchains. But the thing is that you can farm airdrop on Wormhole on the Solana ecosystem. And Solana gas is actually very, very cheap. So how do you farm this? Use dApps built on Wormhole. Now I recommend Mayan and Allbridge. But let us look at how we can farm Allbridge using the same strategy we used before. So you have Drift, Kamino, and Allbridge. We can start with USDC. We send this USDT, we lend it to Drift, and we borrow USDT, and we lend this USDT to Kamino, and we borrow USDC. Then we supply this USDT to Allbridge in the liquidity pool. So this is how to use one fund or one crypto to actually farm 3 airdrops all in one. But you will have noticed that once you lend, what you bring out is smaller. When you lend, what you bring out smaller. But it kind of increases your points on Drift and Kamino. But if you don't want to do this, you can just go ahead and just use your USDC and provide liquidity on Allbridge straight away. Now, if I go to Allbridge here, just allbridge.io. So in Allbridge, I can actually swap and provide liquidity. Again, guys, Allbridge is built on Wormhole. This is Wormhole, the same as Mayan.Finance. Mayan.Finance, when you launch the app, you can actually just swap your token. Once you swap tokens on Mayan.Finance, you get points, or you are building an airdrop points. They don't actually have a point system yet. Maybe they will get one, but I don't want to farm this now. You can set out time to do that, but I just want to farm the Allbridge. So you can swap here, cross-chain, and you can provide liquidity. Now for Solana, the only thing you can provide is the USDC liquidity. You can just supply. Look at the APY, 51%, which is actually really huge. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. Send my USDC to Drift, then borrow USDT, send it to Kamino, borrow USDC again, then come to Allbridge and connect my wallet and provide liquidity here. So this is simply how you farm the Solana airdrop. So this video doesn't become too long, and it might just be the last video I'm making on Solana airdrop. Now, there are other ecosystems that are going to blow up. The Cosmos ecosystem still have airdrop that you can farm. And just the way G2 blew up on Solana, just look at the trend. We started with Ethereum ecosystem, right? Airdrop blew up, Arbitrum and the rest. Then Solana picked up from where Ethereum stopped, and airdrop craze is going on there. And I believe the next ecosystem is Cosmos ecosystem. I'm looking at Tier, I'm looking at Injective. If you want to do a video to show you how you can farm airdrops on this ecosystem, just give this video a like, right? If I get up to 1,000 likes, I'm going to do that video. And also leave me a comment and subscribe so you don't miss any of these. I'll see you guys in the next video.